Welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. I'm Jared Blickreed. Well, they have them in China. What about the U.S.? Are you prepared for a future with a central bank digital currency? To help answer this question, we're going to bring in Emily Parker, CoinDesk Global Macro Editor and CoinDesk TV anchor. Thank you for coming back here. And let's start out with this. How close are we? We hear Chairman Powell, we hear Treasury Secretary Yellen talking about this, a little bit of jawboning there, but what's a realistic timetable?
There is no realistic timetable. We're actually not that close at all. The U.S. is still in the research phase, so they haven't actually decided if or when they will issue a digital dollar. So on the one hand, some caution is warranted. You want to get this right. But on the other hand, you have other countries racing ahead, namely China. At present, you have 81 countries exploring the launch of a digital currency. The U.S. is still very much in the research phase, so they have not committed to doing this.
Emily, I mean, when you talk about the potential timeline here, of course, a lot of people looking to the Olympics next year is the big unveil, if you will, for China's central bank digital currency, at least on a global level. How much of that you think determines the timeline with which the U.S. moves?
It seems that the U.S. has made very clear that they don't want China to dictate the timeline of the issuance of a digital dollar. And to a certain degree, that's merited because the U.S. wants to get a digital dollar right if it's going to do it at all. It wants to make sure that it has privacy protections, for example. So I don't get the sense that the U.S. is particularly concerned about China's speed. They've actually said that they want to make sure that they do it correctly, but it's time is ticking. And I think the issue is that there are two potential models for central bank digital currency. One is based on government surveillance, in which the government can basically see every transaction. The other has privacy protections embedded in its design. And I think the U.S. has a choice to shape the future of digital money, and hopefully it will choose to go the privacy route.
Before we go, we were talking in the break here about the infrastructure bill, which has a cryptocurrency portion, has to do with tax reporting, kind of onerous, and now it's in the House. Where could this proceed, and what's the worst case scenario here, and what's the best?
So if you ask crypto advocates, the worst case scenario is that the bill continues in its current form, which contains language that many crypto advocates believe is very unfriendly to the cryptocurrency industry, specifically language that makes it difficult for certain actors like miners or validators or software developers to comply with U.S. tax regulations. That's where we are now. It is proceeding to the House, but we don't know yet if the language is going to be changed.